Okay, so in this video, we are doing fractions with integers. You should already know how to do integers, and you should already know how to do fractions. So the fractions with integers might be a little challenging at first, but just practice until you get the hang of it. If you do not know how to add or subtract, multiply or divide fractions, you need to first review that. If you can review it on Khan Academy in like the 4th, 5th grade area. If you look around this area, you'll see lots of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions. Okay, so remember, rules of fractions, denominators must be the same. So I'm going to change the denominator here to 12 by multiplying this fraction by 3. 2 negative signs make a plus, so this becomes plus. 4 times 3 is 12. 7 times 3 is 21. So this here changed to a plus sign, because 2 negatives next to each other. And then I change this to have a denominator of 12. Whatever you multiply the bottom number by, you must multiply the top by. So now, remember, rules of fractions, when you add them, denominators stay the same. So now you have -9 plus 21. And for these bigger numbers, you can use a calculator. You might want to get used to using a calculator for some of, what if you were to get something like 137 plus 12? That might be a little trickier to do by hand. Just to eliminate errors, you can use fractions. So get in the habit of using using a calculator, sorry. Get in the habit of knowing how to use a calculator when doing fractions as well, right? If I were to enter this into my calculator, let's go on Desmos. I have an actual scientific calculator, but I recommend you actually have like a physical one rather than using these online ones, but they still work. But it's just that you want to have an actual calculator, especially for your classes and things. So here, if I even did minus, there, it does it for me. It gets me 12 over 12, which is equal to 1. Let's try some more. Okay, so here, same thing, change the denominators to be the same. What's the least common multiple? It would be 4. So I'm multiplying the second fraction by 2, top and bottom. I now have this. -3 plus 14 is 11. For denominator stays the same. You can change this to a mixed number, or you can just leave it. Just make sure you always simplify your answers. And yep, that's what I'm pretty much doing. So let's use a calculator for this one. -3/7 plus -3/4. And here it should simplify it for you already. -33 over 28. Super simple. Let's go to multiplying fractions with integers. So remember, 2 negatives make a positive, 1 negative, answer remains negative. I actually like multiplying fractions the most because it's the easiest. You just multiply straight across. 6 times 5 is 30. 8 times 5 is 40. Cancel out the zeros. It can be simplified to 3/4. You can also use a calculator. Here, -4 times 9, so 1 negative, answer negative. The top I'm going to get 36, the bottom I'm going to get 15. I can divide top and bottom by 3. I'm going to get -12 over 5. So -12/5. Very simple, just multiply straight across, top and bottom. For dividing fractions, also simple, just one rule applies first. You take the second fraction, you flip it, and you multiply. So I'm flipping this fraction. It went from -1/6 to -6 over 1. And same thing, you just multiply straight across, you get 12, +12 over 3, which is 4. So remember, when multiplying, 2 negatives make a positive. 1 negative, answer negative. So for this one, same thing. I'm going to take the second fraction, flip it, and multiply. And I'll get -12/14, which can be simplified. Divide top and bottom by 2. -6/7. And that's the answer for this one. So, like I said, you must know how to do fractions. If you are completely new to doing fractions or you just have no clue how to do them, you need to review them in elementary, middle school math. Or you could, review them kind of there. Wait, let me actually go back really quick. The good thing with Khan Academy, I probably mentioned this in other videos before, if you get something wrong, they will show you how to do it. So you could learn that way, or you can just go to, you can watch the videos on Khan Academy if you need to. You can go to the 5th grade math, learn to add and subtract fractions, learn to multiply them, learn to divide. This is in the 5th grade math section. Lots of students have a hard time with fractions. You can also, they first appear in 3rd grade, but then you learn to start adding and subtracting them in 4th grade. And that's when you also review them in 5th, and you learn to multiply and divide. They appear in every grade after that. You see them 6th, 7th, 8th, high school. So make sure you do practice them there if you struggle with fractions, but it should be something you should know from elementary math. Feel free to let me know, or sorry, feel free to ask any questions, let me know, and good luck.